Good morning friends, welcome to the Sharekhan pre-market action for today. Before we move on to how Nifty would unfold today, let's have a recap on what Nifty did yesterday. Yesterday we saw that Nifty started on a weak note on the back of weak cues from the Chinese market, but slowly picked up steam and was able to close higher about 28 odd points. The key highlight of yesterday's trading was a few shares were buzzing on the likes of Natco Pharma, Max, Sun Pharma Advance. So the stocks were buzzing on account of their possible inclusion into F&O. But this was not a confirmed news. But what was confirmed was that Amtech Auto would be out of F&O going forward, and this resulted in the stock falling significantly yesterday. Yesterday, what we saw was FIs on the cash market. They sold about 484 odd crores, whereas the DIs bought close to 380 odd crores. The FIs in future segment sold about 522 odd crores. So started on a weak note but ended a bit positive. Now coming to the global views. Yesterday US markets, there was a key event, that is the FOMC minutes, and what we saw the FOMC minutes was that there was concern that the global economy is weakening, whereas their own market, their own job market is showing improvement. Now on the back of the FOMC minutes, we saw that US market declined close to about 1% whereas the Europe market saw a deeper cut, falling close to 1.75 to 2%. Also US oil, that is the WTI, that fell about 4 odd %, and that was down significantly. It fell to 6 years low. Now what we are seeing today, or what in the morning, is that Asian markets are opening weak on a rub-off effect. The Hang Seng and the Shanghai Composite were trading down about 1.5%, whereas the SGX is trading about 50 odd points down. So we have a weak set of numbers for the Nifty today in the morning.
Good morning friends, we'll give you a view on derivatives. In yesterday's market, we have seen Nifty have opened in the negative bias, in line with the negative cues from the international markets, and thereon we have seen some kind of selling pressure over Nifty in the first few minutes of the trade. In fact, the first few hours of trade, we have seen some kind of selling pressure. However, at around 8450, as we had mentioned in yesterday's trading session, around 8450, Nifty has taken a good amount of support around that level, and our 5-day square was also at 8450. And eventually taking support at around that level, we have seen Nifty bouncing back and eventually giving a close above 8,500 level at 8505.40. Now the range bound activity in the Nifty continues. Overall in the market has been a range bound in the last 2 to 4 trading sessions, and in derivatives terms also not major activity has been observed in the open interest terms. However, in yesterday's trade Nifty, we did see a build-up of around 3 odd %. That is around 5 odd lakh shares were added in open interest with increase in cost of carry, which increased from 5% to 5.50%. That was a positive sign, as we have seen some kind of long positions getting built up in yesterday's trade by the market participants. As Nifty also was able to sustain about 8,500 levels most part of the day. That was a positive sign for our market. However, the interesting observation was the put call ratio, which increased around 6 odd basis point from 0.98 to 1.04 odd levels. We have seen a sharp increase in put call ratio in yesterday's trade, indicating we have seen significant amount of unwinding in call option, and simultaneously put option continues to add a good amount of position, which is a positive sign for our market going forward. Our volatility index have also inched a bit higher, was up by around 2 odd %, from 16.36 to 16.68 levels. Now, as suggested in the options activity, 8,500 call option have started seeing an unwinding of around 8 odd %, which is a positive sign, while 8,600 call option, which is the highest in terms of open interest, continues to add positions. However, the positions were not so heavy, which was been built up in yesterday's trade. Only 4% addition was seen. While in put option 8,500, 8,400 strike price both has seen a significant amount of addition in yesterday's trade. 8,500 put option have seen an addition of around 25 odd percentage, and 8,400 put option have seen an addition of around 21 percentage in yesterday's trade. Now seeing the options activity, however, we might see a gap down opening today due to the yesterday's yesterday's fall in the international market, that is in the US market especially. However, in the options activity, the data do suggest a positive outlook for a market, for at least for an intraday to 1 or 2 days perspective. So watch out for again 8450 levels, which will act as a crucial support for our market. So watch out for that levels. Anything around 8450, market participants should consider to go long with a stop loss of 8450 on a closing basis. However, in the put option, 8200 remains as the highest in terms of open interest. There are two securities in bank period for today's trade, that is India Bull Real Estate and India Siemens. On FIS terms, there were net sellers of an index futures of around 522 crores. In index options, there were net buyers of 515 crores. In stock futures, there were net buyers of 503 crores. While in stock options, there were net sellers of 44 crores only. Now, as per the market level, 5 days we have stands at 8480 with a lower range at 8450 and higher range at 8600. Hence, market participants should watch very closely on the 8450 levels. And on the higher level also, we are not seeing Nifty going above 8550 in the last 4 to 5 trading session. If you see, the high of Nifty is around 8550 levels. So this is a range bound activity. Anywhere crossing a range that is below 8450 and above 8550, we might see the momentum of the market in that favor. So market participants should watch closely on both this level. SGX Nifty is suggesting a gap down opening of around 50 odd points due to the negative views from the international markets, and it's at 8456. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
So friends, now let us look at the trading ideas what we have for today. On our first idea, we have Aditya Birla Nuvo. RBI gives in principle approval for payment licenses for 11 entities including Aditya Birla Nuvo, Airtel, M-Commerce Services, RIL, Tech Mahindra. So this can be positive for Aditya Birla Nuvo, Bharti, Reliance Industries, Tech Mahindra, etc. So action to be taken is you can go long on Aditya Birla Nuvo, and yesterday it closed at 2262, and we could place a stop loss of 2240 for target of 2300 and 2340. So friends, let's look at the other trading item, that is Sun Pharma. It has received an US FDA approval for acne drug, so we can go long on Sun Pharma. The stop loss can be placed at 909 for a target of 945 and 960. Adani Power is the third trading idea, and Adani Power could lose 3 key transmission projects that was worth about 3662 crore. This was awarded to it earlier, and this would change because of its holding ownership of its affiliate company Adani Transmission. So action to be taken is short Adani Power. One can go short on Adani Power, keeping a stop loss of 28 for a target of 25 and 24. Now moving on to news update. Nestle India, Supreme Court supported High Court's order terming advisory issued by FSSAI as illegal and arbitrary. Verdict may strengthen a part of Nestle's case against FSSAI. Sentimentally, this is positive for Nestle India. Now, acknowledging the growth and importance of e-commerce in India, consumer giant HUL is slowly taking the e-commerce route to launch its products and partners with Big Basket. Jockey brand licensee Page Industry to invest rupees 132 crore in Hassan unit. In a move that negates its efforts to cut costly debt and interest costs, Jet Airways has raised a bridge rupee loan of about rupees 1650 crore as its application to raise more overseas loan awaits approval from the Reserve Bank. And Orient Green Power Company plans to raise 250 crore through issue of equity shares on a preferential basis to expand its wind power projects and retire high cost debt. Moving on to news update, continuing with the news update, Indian basket of crude at more than 6 months low of 47.98 barrel. This is positive for BPCL, HPCL and IOC. On Bank of Maharashtra, we have news that it is planning to sell bad or doubtful loans of about 1,500 crore to 2,000 crore to asset reconstruction companies by the end of this financial year. Mercator Petroleum Limited, one of the subsidiaries of Mercator, has been awarded 2 oil blocks in Canby Basin under NELP 7 by Government of India. Further, the company is informed that MPL made oil discovery in the second well, Jyoti 2, Block CB ONN 2005-9 of Canby Basin, India. Fairfax India Holdings Corporation has completed investment of about 800 crore to acquire majority stake in National Collateral Management Services and has taken management control. Adani is in talks with SoftBank Foxconn to raise $3 billion. The government is to sell 5% of its stake in country's largest dredging company, that is Dredging Corporation of India, a move that will fetch about 57 crore to its kitty. Dr. Reddy has recalled 2,952 bottles of rigavistamine tartrate capsules, and in Chhattisgarh is planning to completely ban tobacco products. This would be negative for IDC, and but this contributes only about 2% of cigarette sales for the company, so it's kind of going to be neutral for the stock. MRPL is to shut 40% of capacity for plant maintenance. And Coal India Workers Unions threatened to go strike on September 2nd to protest CIL's disinvestment. This is sentimentally negative for Coal India Limited. And now on our watch list, stocks with positive bias, we have Page Industries and United Phosphorus Limited. And on stocks with negative bias, we have Bharat Electronics Limited. On stocks for investment, we have L&T, Aditya Birla Nuvo, Tata Motor, GPR, Infosys and Ultratech. That's all for the morning, the pre-market view. We'll be meeting you tomorrow to have a recap and on tomorrow's how the Nifty would unfold.